Good morning, West Rocks. We are live from the Panther newsroom. My name is Holden Leggett.
And my name is Adrian Montenegro.
Today is Monday, February 28th, and it is an A Day. Teacher teams will meet in the cafeterias on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Thursdays.
Students will return to homeroom during the enrichment block to view the Black History Month Poetry Slam video.
Today's Black History Month quote comes from the poet Maya Angelou. All great achievements require time.
On Wednesday, we're going to drop everything and read. Keep an eye on the Learning Commons Google Classroom for some fun surprises. Get ready to cozy up with a good book and wear your pajamas to school on Wednesday.
And now over to Dr. Reynolds.
Good morning. Thank you. I hope everyone had a nice weekend, enjoyed our snow day on Friday. I am here to talk to you about a couple things. First, as many of you have probably seen, Russia and Ukraine are currently involved in a military conflict. Although it's happening in Europe, it has impacted the entire world. And I just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about what's happening so we're all are aware and you can begin to have conversations, whether it be in the classrooms or at home. And as it not only impacts the people in Europe, but people even in our own community who maybe have family or loved ones there. It started on February 24th when the Russian leader announced a military operation in Ukraine's eastern region. Shortly after that, there were explosions that were heard across the country. Many news correspondents especially reported loud bangs in the capital of Kyiv, as well as in the different other regions in eastern Ukraine. Ukraine's president said Russia had carried out missile strikes on Ukraine's infrastructure and on border guards. They have military that are on the border between the countries. Tanks and troops poured into Ukraine at points along its eastern, southern, and northern borders. Many of you, maybe if you watch the news, you've seen footage of tanks and other military vehicles traveling through Ukraine. Russian military convoys crossed from Belarus, if you know that region, that's a different country that neighbors it, into Ukraine's northern region, and from Russia into the region, so that when they border it from different parts, military convoys have entered. Unfortunately, there have been many deaths that have been reported as a result of the conflict. There have been many people who have lost their lives. There are families that lost loved ones both in the Ukraine as well as many other countries. We have families, like I mentioned before, in our own community that have been impacted by this. Any student that needs support should seek out their counselor. However, Ukraine is fighting back as this conflict continues. Residents are seeking shelter and others are attempting to flee. Many people in the capital have sought shelter in underground metro stations. There were long lines at the gas station and ATM machines. As a result of this, many leaders across the world have condemned Russia's actions. U.S. President Joe Biden said Mr. Putin, the Russian leader, had chosen a premeditated war that will bring a catastrophic loss of life and human suffering. UK Prime Minister, United Kingdom Prime Minister, said that this was a hideous and barbaric venture. He told Ukrainians that the UK was on their side. NATO Secretary General, the general, condemned Russia's reckless attack, saying it puts at risk countless civilian lives. Again, there's been it's been an ongoing conflict. We're hoping that there will be a resolution soon, and as more information comes out, we will continue to talk about it not only in school, but hopefully you can talk about it at home with your families. Our thoughts and prayers are with those that have been impacted by this, both across the world and as well as in our own community. With that, that's one piece of what I wanted to talk to you about today. And again, as more information comes, we can continue to talk about it as a school and a community. The other piece of information I wanted to address is tomorrow, masks become optional for students and staff in Norwalk Public Schools. So that starts tomorrow. It is important that we maintain our spacing. We will still maintain our spacing both in the cafeteria as well as in our classrooms. We still are going to adhere to our hand washing, all of the important things that have guidelines that have gotten us to this point where the number and the positivity rate is dropped so that and the vaccination rate has gone up so that we can even have optional masks. It is the right, though, of every student and staff who wants to wear a mask to be allowed to. and to be supported by everyone else around them. So if you have a friend or a peer that chooses to wear a mask and you do not, you should support that decision. No comments or anything like that, and support that right. You're going to see me, Mrs. Amaral, continue to wear masks in support of that because that's my choice. Just like other choices, other students and staff will make that choice as well. If you are a student who or a staff member who does not want to wear a mask beginning tomorrow, again, that's your right as long as we adhere to all of the required guidelines. Again, more to come. There's some other things around quarantines and positivity that we'll go through, but that is a major step forward, at least in our hope that our pandemic is at least coming to an end, or at least moving in the right direction. Now, with that, back to our anchors.
Have a marvelous Monday, everyone.